Hello and welcome back to the Matrix. We are here with Forza Horizon Mario. I mean, Mario Kart Horizon. I mean, Forza Kart World. I mean, that new Xbox game with Mario in it. I mean, shit. Overpriced garbage. And that's what we're playing today.
This isn't on the Xbox? I thought the AMG one.
Yeah, this is the Xbox 2.
Series 2.
There actually hasn't been an Xbox 2, so this is now the Xbox 2. That's
so,
what this is.
JD, what you are seeing right now is the world of Mario.
Yeah, what I gather from the gameplay that I've been watching while we were setting this up is that this is basically just Forza Horizon, but with Mario in it.
Very similar to Forza. Very true. Like Forza Mario Kart, which is pretty cool.
That's honestly a cool-ass concept, and Mario Kart should have been doing this since, like, the Wii U days. But I guess it took them until literally 2025 to figure that one out.
They just kept recycling Mario Kart 8 for like 10
For fucking
years.
like 10 years, yeah.
Alright. What do we do?
Alright, quit free run. We're gonna play the knockout. So we were just talking about our thoughts on Mad Max. I had to think about
An
the
old-ass movie. You guys remember last year? I barely remember last year. Do you remember when the U.S. wasn't fascist?
Locomotive. You gotta choose your character.
Actually,
Okay,
the
well,
U.S. was
that's
still
right.
fascist last year. It doesn't
I
matter
didn't see
who the
the time
president
until
is.
too late.
I didn't want this motorcycle.
I know. I didn't want my bike either.
Alright, heard that?
I think we can exit out, so we can actually have the thing we want.
Nah, that's fine. We'll take the
manage.
luck of the draw on this one.
Okay, but I think this is a great time to talk about all of the fucking absolute bullshit that has come with the Switch 2 so far. So, let's talk about this. First of all, how much was the original Switch? Like $2.99?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
$2.99, so it's damn near twice the price. It's $450. Fucking $450, and that was the pre-tariff price. So just think about that one, but don't think about it too much because it'll piss you off. So pre-tariff, $450. The games are $80 each. 80 fucking dollars.
Woo!
Okay, hello.
McFly.
We just got done getting used to fucking $70 games, $70 AAA games, and even that, like, barely any game has actually launched for that price, even now. And Nintendo's trying to pull fucking 80. And if you want to get a physical copy, they're $90. $90 fucking games, and most of them won't even have the actual game on the cartridge. It's just a key.
Yeah.
So you might as well be selling. You might as well just be selling those little fucking little cardboard pieces with the goddamn like code on them. You know, like why even sell a cartridge at that point? It's just an absolute waste. So $80 to $90 games, $450 entry price tag, and they didn't even fix fucking stick drift. Like I've seen since the Switch's launch, I've seen so many videos of their Switch 2s already getting stick drift, which is one of the biggest problems on the Switch 1 that people were hoping would be fixed on the Switch 2, which they didn't fix. So it's basically just a worthless piece of fucking garbage.
But you can send in your
No,
Switch
fell off.
fucking things for free and get them fixed.
You know what though? You shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, I know,
And then you
but
just
at least they do it for
shit
free.
out of luck. I know they do it for free, but then you're shit out of luck for God knows how long while you're just waiting for a new controller to show up. And I've heard that it takes a long-ass fucking time for them to send a new controller.
In my experience, I've done it like 2 or 3 times, and it didn't take long at all.
It didn't take long. Well, that's good. I just heard that's from just what I've heard from people online that it takes like fucking 2 weeks or something. Anyway, I'm probably gonna buy it.
I'm waiting for a special deal. Oh, fuck off! I just missed it.
I'm gonna wait for Metroid Prime 4 to come out, and if they do a Metroid Prime 4 like specialized version, of the console with like cool
That's
styling
probably
and shit,
what's
I'll
gonna
buy that.
happen.
I'll buy that.
Oh, are
but,
we doing the knockout thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why it's so
I was
long.
so confused. I was like, what?
Oh
What
shit!
do you mean missed
Look
it?
at this. Yeah, I got kicked out. I don't know if you saw it, James, but I got kicked out because I didn't make the cut.
You got you oh shit. You couldn't even make the bare minimum. Is this online play?
Yeah.
Oh shit. So this is like when we played whatever that was, Switch Sports,
No.
and then I won the golfing
Fuck is
game,
this?
which I
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
even
right.
trying to
He's
do.
just cheating. Oh, maybe that's what you're supposed to do.
I was gonna say, I think
Okay.
everybody's
That's
just
what, that's what
cheating.
everyone else is doing.
I didn't see that right away. It looked like he was supposed to go on the road. Yeah, wow. You gotta
Look,
get
he's
to
still in
12 or else you're
14th.
cut.
That's
I
like
gotta get to 12th.
that's
Yeah,
just
better. You gotta be better, 12 or better, or else you're cut from the team.
yeah, you're gonna.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
gonna
you
eat
just
mad
passed
snake
it.
hard after this.
I got that for sure.
Nice.
Oh, we were
Holy shit.
me and Jane were playing earlier, and fucking, what did I say to him? He was like in like second, and then immediately when I said, "Oh, you're basically in first," he got knocked down to like 13th, and I was,
Yeah,
and I
that-
just took his place.
I was like, man, we really should have been
That's
fucking
fucking-
filming
Yeah.
already for that one.
That's fucking classic. That's classic Mario Kart shit. It's absolutely not skill based. Actually, I'm pretty sure there was a statistic that was done. Like somebody did a statistical study, and like
Nice.
the level of the level of skill that the level of skill has so little effect on your actual performance in Mario Kart that it's basically negligible, is what the study said, which is fucking hilarious.
I mean, fair. No, I can see that for sure.
I mean, it's still not as chance-based as
Party.
Mario Party, but it's still, you know, almost entirely
Jim, you gotta
chance-based.
beat 8.
Mario Party,
I gotta beat 8.
Mario Party,
Fuck.
literally
I don't
Mario
know
Party
if
is
that's
just like you
happening.
might as well just
Oh, there
roll
we go.
dice at the beginning, and that's
We'll
just,
be fine.
and then just not waste your time on it.
Oh, shit.
That's fine. You know, that seems good.
Oh, you almost got that low. Uh-oh.
Anyway, so Jim, we need your opinion on,
Oh, yeah,
on
Mad
Furiosa here.
I feel like it's probably not too much of a hot take. I just feel like it kind of, like when it was going from chapter to chapter, it cut a decent amount of shit that it should have had in, I guess.
We lost, by the way.
No,
What? But it says first.
I would probably have to rewatch it again to tell you specifically, but I feel like there was.
I don't know. I was fucking obsessed with that movie when it came out for a while. Like it was so good. I watched
thought
it like
was
3
decent.
times.
I just thought the story just kind of jumped around a little. Not.
I mean, it did.
No,
It did have
maybe
like
that's not how I wanna
5
word
chapters. It had like 5 chapters, and there were like long time skips in between each chapter. This is true, but I don't know. I thought that worked. I liked how it had like 5 chapters, and it was like they were all their contained stories, but part of a larger overarching story. I thought that was cool. I thought it worked, you know. And I loved the vibe of it too. Just fucking
Fair.
scrappy, surviving in the apocalypse type shit. I don't know. I just thought it was cool.
I didn't think
I
it was
love the
bad.
aesthetics of it.
I thought it was definitely worth the watch. I didn't regret watching it. I don't know. I thought the story was a little. I feel like they could have
Underdeveloped.
done.
Have you seen?
Not
Have
underdeveloped.
you seen like Mad Max Fury Road? Have you seen that though?
I think I have, but only in like bits and pieces.
Because like you do kind of need to see
See,
Fury
that's
Road to
probably my
really
problem, yeah.
appreciate Furiosa.
I'm just getting fucking run over by giants, okay? This
Bro,
is great.
I know. I was in fucking 4th
You're-
place.
you're
and
right
then
in front of
I
me.
got put into 24th.
Holy mother of God! 23rd and 24th.
Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
we got to be 20th or better.
Remember when there were only 12?
That's absurd, bro.
Oh, they don't even give me a fucking... Fuck!
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I remember saying I liked Furiosa more than Fury Road, and I'm gonna stand by that. I think I like it more. I just like.
I thought it had really good action. I will give it that. Like its combat scenes and everything, and like all of the fucking trucks The car combat, it was good. But I don't know.
You haven't seen Ballerina, have you?
No way.
Dude, Matt, you got fucking knocked out again.
Shut the fuck
Jesus.
up. We don't need to talk about this.
Got knocked out of the first round, bro.
Let's talk about how Matt fucking
So
sucks.
first
I think I got out in
round.
24.
I need to get to this
Jesus.
bullet. I need to get to the bullet. Yes.
Jim, you gotta be 16th.
I'm getting there.
There it is. There it is.
Oh shit, oh shit. You're only 2 laps in though, bro.
Well, you get a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, we'll be fine. What the fuck is the golden
You
shell?
follow it and you get all these
Dude.
coins.
Okay.
But then other
Golden
people
shell
can
makes
steal.
coins, I
Yeah, I
guess.
understand. That makes
That's
sense. I'm already at 20.
fucking kind of useless.
Oh.
There's cows.
Cows!
I'm amazed I didn't fucking hit a single one of those.
Well, it was kind of guiding you, but then it just broke. You flew the other way. Jesus.
Ow.
He just looks at you.
It's like,
Yeah, I just did
hit
that.
you. What you gonna do about it, bitch? I'll
Pussy.
throw another one. Nowhere near here.
Yeah, it is looking tough. You just gotta swoop. What the fuck's the swoop?
Don't even worry about it, but we're a swoop now. Swoop's gonna win it.
You got changed to the bike.
Yeah.
Mad Max back.
Mad Max back.
Hey, holy shit.
I don't like
dude.
how it covers up the fucking thing like it's a horse race.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, you
yeah.
have to be 8th or
Find
better
out.
now? God damn. Is this just how all the races are? Like, is the race over after this?
No, he goes until it's so each round is like when they cut off the people. So if he gets through all 6 rounds, he
And then he goes into the actual competition after that?
no, that's the winner. So you win.
Oh, okay.
It's just like this is just the really long version, where it's just a continuous circuit.
Yeah, it's just Mario Kart Battle Royale.
Well, there is a battle version. That's different.
Yeah, it's the balloon pop.
I know, but this is more like Battle Royale. You know, you start with a huge ass fucking pool of people, and then you whittle them
That
down.
is true.
But it's
This is
with
the
racing
Fortnite of
instead
Mario Kart, is what you're saying?
Damn right.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I was
Oh,
hoping.
you
yo.
actually got it.
I was hoping you'd catch on to that.
Did you know Adam Sandler was in the Cosby Show?
Huh?
Yeah, that's a true fact. It's a real thing you can look up.
Oh, wow.
He was just like a side character, one of the kids. That's probably
oh shit,
wrong.
bro! You've got the crown.
Woo!
You better not lose the
I
crown.
am number 1.
No Kings. Oh yeah. By the
Oh,
way,
yeah,
I was
now we
at
gotta
the
kill you.
I was at the No Kings rally in Minneapolis, bro.
Did you see the guy that assassinated those politicians?
Yes, I was just about to start talking about that. So the fucking right before the rally. So Jim probably hasn't heard about this at all. Maybe he has. But so I was at the No Kings. So there was the No Kings rally, which you probably heard about because they even had one here in Bismarck, which you should have gone to.
I was
You
at
didn't go,
work.
You should have gone. Anyway.
I was working.
Jim, you
gotta
stay up there. You gotta become. Wait, why are you a? You were a spiny thrower for a second.
Don't worry, man. I'm just getting you
Oh, Jim, you gotta get there. It's the final little turn.
Oh shit! Oh
Speed
shit!
up!
Oh
Speed
shit!
up!
Come on! Come on!
Oh yeah, okay. You got it. You got it.
shit.
One more round after this.
Oh, is there
Okay,
one
yeah.
round? No.
Oh my
If
god!
you- now you have to be
fucking
first.
Made it.
Okay.
He has to become first
right.
now.
All right, you gotta win. You've gotta win. You've gotta win. You got this, Jim. Anyway, we got a long ass time, so
Oh!
let me talk about this. So yeah, they No Kings. They had it in like every fucking city ever, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So like, they say like fucking somewhere around 8 million people showed up like in total, which is insane.
At the one you went to?
Damn.
Or in total?
No, in total, like across the country.
You just did that backwards.
I did not try to.
Or maybe it didn't do it because you had 20 already.
I mean, maybe. I
Oh,
thought
no.
that was the finish line. I was like, I thought that was the finish line. It was. I'll take fourth.
You
know?
beat my
I'll
record. I got
fucking
fifth
take it.
when I tried my hardest. Look at where I was.
Hell yeah. Good job, Matt.
I'm really good at this game.
Fucking 24th. You got absolute dead last.
It would have been perfect if you won.
Hey, I was close.
Oh my god, he really was dead last. That's crazy. I thought there was more than just 24. That's... Wow, okay, that's impressive.
Why, thank you.
So anyway, yeah, at the one in Minneapolis, so the literal night beforehand, this politician who was part of the Minnesota House of Representatives got assassinated. And then the same guy went to go try to hit another politician that was part of the Minnesota Senate, but they failed. So they tried to cancel it. Like Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, who was also Kamala Harris's running mate, was going to show up to the No Kings rally and like give a speech, but then he found out about the assassination, so he tweeted out, he was like, oh, okay, we're gonna cancel it, don't go, be safe, I'm not going. So basically he didn't go, but everybody else still showed up. You know, there had to be like 20,000+ people there when I went, which was fucking insane just to see that amount of people.
Yeah.
I honestly think there was like 50,000 people, but there's no estimates because it was like quote unquote officially canceled. But you know, other big cities like fucking Philadelphia had like 200,000 people. Los Angeles had like 200,000 people. So I swear there was probably like 50,000 people at the Minneapolis one. It sure seemed like there were. Like it was an absurd number of people who showed up to it.
And then you juxtapose that to Trump's birthday party.
Yeah, Trump's
you see any of that?
Birthday parade.
So
which
like
had like
all the videos from the parade are like
there.
There's all these like booths like set up so people can stand behind them and they're like empty. And
Just
every time they're showing
empty.
a video, it's completely silent. And you just hear like the foot marches or like the tanks rolling by, and there's nobody like saying anything.
Yeah, dude, they had booked like an entire fucking lawn at like Capitol Hill. You know, it was like an entire like event lawn, and there's just video of it. It's just completely empty. Like there's people on the edges, and that's essentially it. You know, which is just insane.
And then every picture of
but
Trump
apparently,
is like sleeping, just sitting there like.
Yeah, he's yeah, that picture of him. No, but apparently, a big reason why like so few people showed up to the parade was because a lot of people had the wrong location, right?
Damn.
And so there was just a huge fucking line for the wrong location for like some other public space that a ton of people were going to, and eventually like the police had to show up to that location and tell people like, no, this is the wrong line, you guys are at the wrong place, if you're going to the parade you're at the wrong place, and they all had to leave. Which is funny as fuck, to be honest.
Yeah. What? I think that was some sabotage.
No, I just think it was just genuine incompetence. There must have been some flyers that had the wrong fucking address on them or some shit. You know? But also, like, the soldiers weren't even marching in step.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like a
first
silent
of all,
protest.
It definitely wasn't a silent protest.
Oh, I heard some people saying
Like,
that it was.
There were people, like, yeah, there's a lot of people hypothesizing that it's a silent protest, but
Because they were like,
chances
oh,
of that are
when they were
incredibly
practicing,
slim.
they were all fine, but on the real day, they were out of step or some shit.
Honestly, the chances are, because you know, obviously my girlfriend's in the military, so I have some insight into this. Like the only time they ever actually march, is at basic training, like literally just basic training when they march in step, and that's it. So like, most of these people haven't marched in like fucking 10+ years or whatever. You know, and they haven't been in step for like 10+ years.
But I saw a Facebook post that says, every soldier knows how to do the thing, and they're always good at it, and there's no chance for error. That was almost
that's-
verbatim what it said.
That's just bullshit.
It was on Facebook.
That's bullshit. Everybody I've seen on the internet who's in the army and the people I know who are in the army are all saying the same thing. Like, dude, we never march. They call it DNC. We never do DNC except for at basic training. DNC stands for drill and ceremony.
Oh,
we never do that except for at basic training. So, like, most of these people who you see at the parade haven't done this in 10 plus years. And they probably had, like, less than a month to prepare because this whole fucking, like, idea of the parade, like, Trump came up with this idea, you know,
going hard mode.
Like however long ago, like not even that long ago, like less than a month ago. So they had less than a month to prepare this parade. And so these people had less than a month to practice their, you know, marching in step. And they weren't even in dress uniform. They were just in their fucking regular ass camo, which doesn't, which also just doesn't look good. Like,
it's more recognizable.
They should be.
It's the public.
I don't know, they should be in their dress uniforms. Like, if you look at any other military parades across the world, they're in their dress uniforms.
But this can't look like fashion. It's gotta be different.
Like, we can't look, yeah, we
It's
can't.
gotta be subtle.
You know, we can't at least be dripped out, you know? The Nazis were at least dripped out. We can't be like that. No, we have to look like shit, too, while we do it, you know?
I like their uniform.
But you know what? It's funny though, because the Nazis had like so many different like arms and branches to their propaganda, right? And a huge part of Nazi propaganda was their aesthetics, right? Was the way they dress and their aesthetics and like the like their symbolism and all that shit. MAGA has none of that. You know, like this whole ass branch of Nazi propaganda that they had, like the nice uniforms and everything. MAGA just doesn't have that. What does MAGA have? They have a fucking stupid hat, right? Like these people who fall for MAGA propaganda, they're falling for some guy wearing a dumbass fucking hat. Like they don't even have the aesthetics of it. Like that's how gullible. That's how desperate Americans and American conservatives are to become fascist. Right? Like, they so desperately want to be fascists that they don't even have to, that the MAGA propagandists don't even have to fucking try to look good or to dress themselves up or to dress up or to ideologically or rhetorically dress themselves up.
Because they're supposed to be down-to-earth people.
Like, I know,
Salt
but
of the
like,
earth.
This applies to everything. Like, I know I'm just talking about the aesthetics, but this literally applies to every branch of MAGA propaganda is the same. Like, they're literally just doing the bare fucking... Get away from that!
That's what I'm saying.
They're literally just doing the bare fucking minimum. Like, they don't even have to try. Like, rhetorically, like, their arguments, they don't even have to try with that. Like, they literally just have to say anything. You know? They don't have to try. They don't have to research their propaganda. The Nazis, they made like all this fucking fake research and like these really complicated logical arguments for why they were right, you know? And MAGA doesn't have to do any of that, right? MAGA just has to be there, just has to exist. They just have to be.
Oh yeah, Matt, get there.
Fuck you, Jim.
Don't get that much there, but get there.
You know, it's insane.
Yeah, there's like even the thing where the murderer guy in Minnesota, they were all like, "Oh, this is a Marxist. This is what you get with Marxism."
I know.
And he's a known
that's what I was
registered
gonna bring
Republican.
Up, yeah. That's what I was gonna bring up. Yeah. So this guy, like the assassin, right? They found no King's flyers in his car, right? And so immediately the fucking like conservative news cycle, like Fox News and all that, they were like, "Oh, yep, this guy's a leftist. He's a hardcore." And even when I was in Minneapolis, I was at a restaurant in Minneapolis, and there were people sitting next to us that were saying that. They're like, "Oh yeah, this guy is a hardcore leftist. He was obviously paid by the Democrats to go kill Democratic politicians," because that makes fucking sense, right? They found no King's flyers in his car. And so immediately everybody jumps to the all the conservative talking heads jump to the conclusion that he must be a leftist, right? But then they also found the manifesto of his, and the manifesto is just filled with a bunch of fucking right-wing talking points, and it's filled with like anti-abortion shit. So, no, he was a major neo-Nazi, right? And the only reason he had no King's flyers in his car was because he was planning on showing up to the rally and fucking shooting up the rally, right? That's what his plan was.
Shit,
So he was planning on showing up to the rally with no King's flyers to make it look like he's not a, uber conservative, and then he was planning on just opening fire on the fucking rally. But everybody now thinks that he's a leftist because they can't bother to read a single news article, which is great.
Well, I get my news from Fox
And that's
News.
what I was saying. That's what I was saying with the fucking people next to me at the restaurant. That's exactly what they were saying. Like, oh, he's a hardcore leftist. And like, I hadn't gone and read the news yet, but that's literally the exact opposite of what he was. Like, they have a manifesto, and it was literally just filled with fucking like anti-abortion, right-wing fascist, rhetoric. So, yeah. And also, the same thing happened in Salt Lake City. So there was a fucking shooting in Salt Lake City during the No Kings rally as well. And
yeah, I saw some videos
where
great. Anti-protesters were like bringing guns and shit and starting fights. There was this fucking... I was working and some fucking guy came in, he's like, I'm protesting the protesters. And I was like, I fucking hate it.
That's so fucking stupid!
Make this. Am I gonna make this?
I believe in you, Matt.
This fucking bus was in my way, asshole.
You got it.
I fucking hate people like that. Like, oh man, I'm just against the idea of protesting in general, and so I'm not gonna bother to even consider what these people are protesting about, and I'm just gonna act like I'm some intellectually superior person who doesn't protest anything. Why are you protesting? I'm the cool one and the smart one for not doing that.
Well, you're disrupting my status quo, so I need to do everything I can to fight against it.
It's not even that. Like, you'd think that's the level of thought that these people are operating on, but it's not. It's even worse than that. Like, it's hard to even describe what their point is, but I've met so many people like this where it's just like, it's the idea of protesting at all is stupid to them, and you should just like put your head down and go to work, and that's it, right? And they just act like they're so intellectually superior to anyone who even bothers any form of collective action whatsoever. It's just, it's fucking infuriating.
Come on.
It's infuriating because it's nonsense. Like, if you think about it for 1 second, that fucking position makes no sense. But so many people think like that.
It's very un-American.
Like, I have so many better things to do than protest, so that makes me better than these protesters. Fuck you!
Fuck off! Fucking
Exactly.
Rosalina. No, this is more important. This is Mario Kart.
Yeah, god damn it. This is the present. And the present is Matt winning.
I got this. One more round, just gotta be in first. Gotta be first.
Okay, now you gotta aim for first. It says aim for first. You better listen to what the instructions say.
You know what?
No,
You're in fourth, god damn it.
I'm gonna rebel. I think I can jump off.
I'm gonna protest this race
I was
that I
about to say,
joined.
he's protesting what the race wants.
Even though I joined the race and accepted its premise from the outset. Yeah, there was a mass shooting in Salt Lake City during the No Kings protest, but it's just like, it honestly has nothing to do with the No Kings protest at all, and it has everything to do with just the fact that mass shootings happen all the fucking time in America, and so when you have all of these fucking mass gatherings of people all across the country, big fucking surprise, there's gonna be a mass shooting. It's just what happens. It's one of the main points of contention that caused these people to all gather at once. And also, I just want to say, like, 8 million people, a mobilization that large of 8 million people, that is enough for a revolution. I'm just saying. I'm not condoning revolution or anything like that.
I'm just saying it's
saying,
possible. It's an option.
I'm just saying 8 million people
It's within our rights.
is theoretically enough because they say only 3.5% of the population is necessary to successfully overturn a tyrannical government or something like that, like historically speaking. So 8 million would be just around enough. Like, you'd really need like 9 million if you want to go on the exact like 3.5%. You're pretty damn close to being able to overthrow the entire fucking United States authoritarian regime at that point, which would be interesting.
Yo, what?
Yeah, pokey. That's what I was saying earlier.
Hey, get away from that! But anyway, I was saying, so the assassin, yeah, he was impersonating a police officer.
Yeah.
There's footage of him, like doorbell, you know, whatever the fuck you call it, ring, yeah, like ring camera. There's like ring camera footage of him, and he's like wearing a police officer's uniform and a fucking latex mask and all that. So he was impersonating a police officer, which is great.
I saw that was definitely a fake fucking thing, but there was this post where it was like, there were cops watching as the guy went inside, and they waited until he came outside to get him or something. But they didn't even get him.
Yeah, that's complete fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
We live in the post-truth era nowadays, so really, honestly, whatever you want to believe
Truth Social,
is the
and
truth.
Truth Social tells me the truth.
You'll be able, like, the thing is with AI nowadays and all of the, and even well before, like, we've been living the post-truth era. You know, this is the whole thing with hyper-reality that I was talking about back when we were playing Shadow Generations. If you remember, I was talking about Jean Baudrillard's hyper-reality. You remember that?
I'm going up though. Yes.
I was talking about that. But it's been that way for a long time. The whole, like, essentially, the sheer volume of information there is out there. It doesn't even have to do with AI, and the ability to generate content even before AI
You're going.
has sort of just pushed us into the post-truth era. Like, no matter what you want to believe, so long as you want to believe it, you'll be able to find direct evidence, quote unquote, for your claim, right? You'll be able to find a news article or a fucking video or whatever, and it doesn't matter how obviously fake it is. If you want to believe it, then there it is. It's for you. It's right there for you. But obviously, like, the fake videos are obviously fake, and it's very easy to tell that shit that's fake. But it doesn't matter, because there's so much fucking content out there that's just gonna support that shit, that's just what it is. Like, that's just what, like the direct evidence is plays such a little role in. Jesus Christ, Jim, what the fuck are you doing?
It's gonna teleport.
You're falling. Jesus Christ, you're gonna fall for like 20 years.
We're gonna be too far apart from each other, and it's gonna reset us in a minute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's open world.
Yeah, it really is. It's taking that shit real seriously.
Did you fall when you were in front of me? Is it like over here?
I saw a part that it looked like I could get up to.
Also, this is kind of insane. Are you just playing as the fucking, like,
Yeah, it's waiting.
totem thing?
It's waiting to put us in an actual match, but this is just the weight room.
I know, but that's just a playable character. You can
Yes.
just play
Yeah, he's
that random
Pokey.
ass fucking enemy.
You can play as Pokey, Bat, or what's the bat's name? Swoop.
Swoop.
Other very odd enemies. Actually, I can just show you. Since we're waiting.
I saw somebody that you can play as fucking Dumpy.
Goomba.
Dumpy?
Who the fuck is
Fuck is
Dumpy?
Dumpy?
Dumpy is the fucking fish. Like,
No, it's not. Dumpy. This one? Cheap Cheap?
Cheap Sheep. Oh, never mind. It wasn't Dumpy then.
Dumpy.
Okay, I watched a... No, it wasn't the fish. I don't know. I watched this fucking video of somebody playing it, and there was just an enemy that was named Dumpy, and that's what they were playing as.
Sup, Dumpy?
Who knows if that was it, like I don't even fucking know. I don't remember what the enemy was, to be honest. I thought it was the fish, but that's the cheap
Because the big fish is called like Big Bertha.
Big Bertha.
Oh, Mario
He
hates
plays the
Wigglers.
goddamn Wiggler.
Did you ever see that post on Twitter
No.
where the official Nintendo posted Mario hates Wiggers?
No.
And then they had to delete it.
What?
You've never heard that? Which one do you want to do?
Oh my god, they totally meant fucking Wigglers,
Yeah.
didn't they? That's crazy.
God damn it, JD.
Alright, here we go. Salty Spittoon.
Alright, Matt, I believe in you.
This is just normal racing, so it's not
Oh,
continuous.
okay. Never mind.
Now I don't believe in
I
you.
still believe in you.
Imagine this. Okay, so imagine you're texting me over Discord, right? So there's sort of two aspects to this, right? So there's this idea of a simulation. Whoops. There's this idea of a simulation and a simulacrum. Okay, so a simulation, according to Bo Drillard, is a recreation of reality, right? So examples of simulations would be things like 10th and 19th.
Oh,
You know what?
Okay.
You weren't dead last.
Not this time.
He was
I
second.
was one away.
I was gonna say he was second place.
Wow,
know
that
what?
took so
Second
many
to-
fucking points away from me.
Damn.
That's probably better than I would have done, so I'm not gonna say anything. Okay. So a simulation is a recreation of reality. So you can imagine like a photograph, right? In a sense, a photograph, right? When you're looking at a photograph, you're not looking at the thing itself. So if you're looking at like a picture of a mountain, right? You're not looking at a mountain itself. You're looking at a reproduction of a mountain. So it's a simulation of a mountain, in a sense, right? Because it's not actually a mountain that you're looking at. It's just a picture of a mountain. So that's the idea of what a simulation is. A simulacrum is a creation of something that was never real to begin with. So you can imagine like Mickey Mouse, right? Mickey Mouse is a simulacrum because he's just a character, right? But he's a character that's so there's the character itself, Mickey Mouse, right? Which isn't real. And then there's like drawings and media and animations around Mickey Mouse or about Mickey Mouse. And those drawings, those animations are simulacrum, right? It is a drawing of something that represents something that was never real to begin with. And yet the drawing of it still exists. Right? So you can understand that those two ideas, simulation and simulacrum, right? So now, imagine you're texting me on Discord, right? You're not having a real conversation with me, but you are still talking to me. So what's happening now is this Discord conversation is a simulation of a conversation with me, right? It's not, because it's not a real conversation, because a real conversation really has to happen in person, where you and me are actually talking. Or, you know, you can just talk about this happening right now, where I'm talking to you over Discord, right? It's simulating me being there in the room with you and talking to you in real life, but I'm not. So it's just a simulation. And yet, we are still having a real conversation, right? We are still actually talking, and you are still actually hearing me and my ideas. So that means that a new reality has emerged from this simulation of us talking, this emergent reality of the conversation itself, which is coming from the simulation of a conversation, right? And so we have this idea that through simulating reality, a new reality emerges from that, if that makes sense. Like the idea of a photograph, right? We've simulated the mountain, and yet you're still looking at the mountain. And so a new reality emerges from that sense. Now I'm gonna go one step further. Now imagine that this video that you see of me and this voice that you're hearing is actually just AI, right? I plugged myself into an AI and I had it watch, 100 hours of video of me so that it could recreate my voice and recreate my mannerisms. And then I just put that on Discord and told you that it was me, but I'm just an AI, and there's no way to tell, right? Like it's just an AI video, an AI voice that you're listening to, and all of my responses are AI generated, right? And you didn't know that until later on when I told you that, oh yeah, that was actually just an AI version of me. I was off doing something else. Right? So now, this AI video is a simulation of me. So you're interacting with a simulation of me rather than a simulation of a conversation of me. Which means that the conversation of me never existed to begin with, meaning that this conversation with an AI is actually a simulacrum. Right? Because the conversation, because it's an AI, right? So the conversation with me never really existed. So it's a simulacrum of a conversation with me, if that makes sense. And yet still, you still had a real conversation, right? And so an emergent reality proceeds from the simulacrum. This media that creates a representation of something that was never real to begin with, still a reality emerges from that, a new reality. And that's the idea of hyperreality. So as our society, and by the way, Jean Baudrillard came up with this idea in the 80s, right? So he came up with this idea in the 80s, but this is obviously more true now than it ever was in the 80s, right? As our society, as our civilization produces more and more media, more and more content, a new reality emerges from that content itself, such that the reality and the world that you know exists primarily in that content, in that media that other humans have created, or that even you have created. 99% of your understanding of the world comes from that, right? Because it's not like you've visited every country in the world or you've spoken to every person in the world. You haven't, right? It's actually impossible, right? It is impossible for you within your lifetime to explore the majority of the surface of the earth. It will never happen in your lifetime, right? And so no matter what, the majority of your understanding of the world cannot come from your first-hand experience. It can only come from the media that is produced and created by other human beings, right? And that's the idea of hyperreality, because ultimately your reality is a simulation or a simulacrum of reality that was produced by other humans. And that's the idea of hyperreality. And ultimately, it gets to the point where the line between simulacrum and simulation blurs to where you can't tell. I mean, you sort of can tell, right? I mean, we'll always be able to tell to a certain degree. I mean, with AI, it's going to become difficult, right? And with like faked video, because faked video has been around, for a long time, ever since YouTube has been around. People have been faking videos that people have just been falling for. right? For the longest time, right? And so, to a certain degree, you just, like, you can't tell the difference between what was never real to begin with, what's a simulacrum, and what's a simulation, what's just reproducing something that is real, right? To a certain degree, you can't tell. So there's that aspect to it. But even when you can tell, obviously, you know, art and productions of things and media of things that doesn't exist, that weren't real, simulacrum, that still like affects reality and changes reality in a sense, right? Like movies, and paintings, and you know, characters, those impact the way that we see reality. So even when we can tell what's a simulacrum and what's a simulation, that still is changing reality. So that's the idea of hyperreality, is that you know, the vast majority of your understanding of the world is through media and through the internet and through just what humans create, right? And as it becomes more and more difficult to tell what even is media that is real, that is showing something that actually happened, and what isn't, that idea of hyperreality just becomes stronger and stronger, to the point where we just ultimately, like, we don't live in base reality, like we live in a simulation of reality itself. And that's actually the idea that inspired The Matrix. Fun fact, but obviously the way that they took it was a lot different than what Jean Baudrillard originally intended. There you go. I'm done rambling now.
You know, they offered him to help write on the sequels, and he denied because he didn't like how they interpreted his book.
No, yeah, because they were wrong as fuck about his idea of simulation. Dear, this is a bucket. Dear God, there's more. No. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm referencing?
Yes.
That's fucking. He gets it.
That's all they need.
That's my man. Well, Jim, I kind of want to get what your like cursory thoughts are on that whole thing that I just explained to you.
The thing the Matrix is based off of, the whole simulation simulacrum thing?
Yes.
Simulation. So yeah, the book is called Simulation and Simulacrum by Jean Baudrillard. He's a French postmodern philosopher. But like, what do you think? Do you think that idea is true? Like,
I agree with his takes on it, yeah. I see very much where the Matrix one's wrong, but I don't think they're, I don't know, fully incorrect in the meaning of simulation, but...
Well, yeah, because the idea that the idea that they made the Matrix with was like that it means that we're literally living in like a computer simulation, which is not at all what he meant. What he meant was that we create our own sort of matrix.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a metaphor.
I know it's supposed to be a metaphor, but you know, he's a pretentious French philosopher, and he said like, nope, that's wrong. But to be fair, most people who watch the movie don't get that. They're not going to, and to be fair, not even I got that. Like, I guarantee you, like, it's just not in it. Like, to be fair, like, it's just not, like, okay, sure, it's supposed to be a metaphor, but that's just not in the Matrix.
I feel like that's true. I feel like a ton of people I went to high school with.
I mean, you kind of are, though, because, like, just think about it. Like, the vast majority of what you know about the world, like, the total world, you know only through media. Like, you know only through, like you know through textbooks, and you know through the internet and like pictures and videos, right? Like, the vast majority of places that you've seen of Earth, you've only seen in pictures, right? Like, you haven't actually visited those places, you know? And so it's just sort of like, to a certain degree, that's sort of like just categorically true. Like, you're just forced to accept that.
Well, that I'll agree with. Like, when you're looking at pictures, you are simulating looking at that scenery, but that wouldn't necessarily mean that we're doing it our entire lives, I guess. But there are definitely points that we are.
Well, no, but I just want to say, like, how many places have you actually visited, though, Jim?
Not very many.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, the world is so much larger than what you have actual first-hand experience with. And so you sort of are just forced to fill in the gaps with whatever else you've seen secondhand, right?
I mean, in a way, sure.
Like either through the news or through articles or through textbooks or through school or the internet, you know, whatever. So in that sense, like the vast majority of what you know about the world is just simulated, right? Apart from what you have first-hand experience with, but you only have first-hand experience with such a small fraction of the total Earth. You know what I mean by the world is I'm just talking about like Earth, like just the physical topology of the Earth. You know, like you only have first-hand experience with such a minuscule fraction of it. Like it's basically a rounding error. You can say that, like, you can literally just round that out and say that your entire experience with the world is through secondhand media, right? But I'm not gonna round that out because obviously you do have a first-hand experience with the world, so we can't just say that that's nothing. But it is just a small fraction of what is actually like the rest of the Earth. You know, so the rest of what you know is simulated. Like that's just sort of, you know, it's almost trivial to say that. Like it's just like, you know, just saying that is like, yeah, okay, that's obviously true. You know, it's trivial, but still, it's an important insight to know, and that's why I love the idea of it. Anyway.
I don't know. I feel like I need to read this book.
Well, it's only like 120 pages or something. I can send it to you. It's pretty fucking dense. Like, it was originally written in French, so it's translated from French. I will say the translation is done quite well, but like, it's very much written like a pretentious French person would write it. So like, they're just like overly massive words and shit in it, unfortunately. But yeah, no, there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. No. But yeah, I had to read it like some sections I had to read twice to really like wrap my head around it. But I'll definitely send it to you, because you're obviously smart enough to get it. Till next time, we'll see you in the hyper-reality, in the Matrix,
In another simulation.
Yeah, I think you will.
Gone?
Went to Fargo.